And welcome back. Yeah, that's right. You're here for another exciting episode of Turn the Page. We're here to tell you all about the things that you didn't even think you needed to know. But once you've learned them, you're still not quite sure. Don't forget to click like, subscribe, share, and as always, tell your grandmother about us. Share with her. She can share with her entire community of friends that she's either made at church or by going on her Sunday morning walks.
No, my grandma's in a home.
Well, that's some different information than we've gotten about your grandmother before, John. But that's okay. I'm Tony Stevens. I'm your star power. And as you clearly see, I have my sex appeal John McClay back. That's right, the Ghost Man McClay himself. And we also have the adorable sidekick, Ronnie Shanks. Everybody say hi, smile, and wave at the camera.
Hi.
Hello.
Cool.
Actually, my grandmother's not in a home. She's dead.
Hey, we have that in common.
Oh, I'm sorry, Ronnie.
I mean, people die.
People die. It's a thing that happens to people specifically.
It's not always a bad thing. Like, honestly, once I get to a certain age, I might be relieved to be done.
Yeah, you know what's tragic is when people die too young. And you can imagine a whole life they would have had. That's what's sad.
Well, speaking of which, actually, some really bitter news that we got over the past week. We did have somebody that died too young, in my opinion, and that would be the Black Panther himself.
Mhm.
Yes.
Who has been passed away, 43 years old after a battle with cancer. Actually, some pretty impressive things were released about him, to include the fact that he was actually undergoing treatments in between filming. So that's actually pretty impressive that he was able to do what he did.
It's physically impressive, mentally impressive. Something I didn't know that I learned recently was that Marvel Studios did not know he had cancer until like a few days before he died.
That's
crazy.
That's something. That's got to be a heck of
He kept that secret for a long time. And like, just, and I remember back, this is towards the beginning of the year, I guess, several months ago, people were worried about him because they noticed that he had lost weight. Some people were like not very kind about that weight loss.
Well,
now
that's
we know
called,
why.
popular media. We all have to share our opinions.
Yeah, yeah. Kindness is a thing that I think that people should
Wonder how they feel now.
adopt.
They probably feel the same. Honestly, when you have trolls, they're going to be trolls. Trolls are going to be trolls. Haters are going to hate. There's not much else you can do about life. People are there to do whatever they're going to do. But that's not what we're here to do. We're here to talk to you about some news. It's probably a little bit less depressing news now. I'm going to bring it up a notch. Ronnie, go ahead and tell us some good news coming from the game front.
Good news from the game front. All right. But first, a little bit more of the sad news.
Oh, no. We're done with sad news, Ronnie.
Yeah, I thought it was over.
Like, we've had enough sad news this year. Like, it just keeps coming. We need to stop that train.
Yeah, we have to tell 2020 to.
As long as you can promise this is the last bit of sad news.
It is the last bit of sad news. This is actually someone I really, really just kind of wanted to give a send off to, because like he's really a big part of my childhood. Not just from X-Men the animated series, but but like he voiced Cyclops on X-Men animated series, and he just passed away recently.
Mm-hmm.
That hit me hard because not only did he voice him there, but he also voiced him in the Marvel versus series of games, X-Men versus Street Fighter, X-Men Children of the Atom, like all of them, all the way up to Marvel versus Capcom 2. And it's just, man, he bit tragic. But I mean, his work was phenomenal, and he will always be the voice of Cyclops for me. I actually used to try and imitate his, or not imitate.
Emanate is the new word. It's cool. Roll with it.
Emulate?
Emulate, yeah.
Emulate, yes. Try to emulate his voice. almost as much as Kevin Conroy's Batman when I was a kid. It's just
It's one of those iconic voices.
yeah.
Yeah.
He
I
was
can
the
see
reason why I like Cyclops so much.
See, I don't even know who did the voice acting or announcing for the old Shadow serial series that came on the radio. That's the voice that I wanted to hit. Who knows what evil lurks in the hearts of men? The Shadow knows.
Oh yeah, but Norm Spencer will definitely be missed.
Well, that's a good send off to him. I think there are plenty of people that may not have known how in love with him they were, but they will realize it soon.
Yeah.
Yeah, if they ever do another
And-
X-Men animated like that, doesn't sound like Cyclops. Who is that
You're like,
guy?
wait a second, this isn't right. This is like watching James Marsden or that other guy play Cyclops in the movie.
Or anyone
Yeah,
who plays Batman animation-wise, that's not Kevin Conroy, I
Has to
get a
be.
weird feeling about it. You know,
It is strange. There was that one Batman animated movie, the Red Hood one that they came out with, and that was one of the Baldwins, I think, was
like
Batman's voice.
Billy Baldwin.
No,
It couldn't have been Alec.
No, it wasn't Alec.
It might have been Steven.
Stephen Baldwin. He does stuff.
Might have
He
been
was in,
Steven or Billy. I don't know. Either way, the point was just a little strange. But you said you had some good news for us on the game front there.
Oh no, it was Under the Red Hood was Bruce Greenwood.
Fair enough.
I don't know him. Sorry, Bruce, was it?
Bruce Greenwood.
Sorry, Bruce.
Wood.
Well,
No, he was
Bruce.
Captain Christopher Pike in
I mean, his name is
live action
Bruce, so-
Star Trek movies.
Oh, was he? Is that him? Okay.
Yeah.
Well,
Turn
his
the
name
page.
is Bruce. Yeah, turn the page. Turn the
The
page.
page.
Let's talk about video games, Ronnie.
Yes. Speaking of video games, The Avengers just released.
Yeah, full platform, right?
All platforms. It's on PC, Xbox One, and PS4. Sorry, Switch. But yeah, it's awesome. You guys should definitely check it out.
And you just said, you told me a little bit earlier this week that they were releasing an actual collector's edition version of this, right?
Yes, they released
Tell
it.
us some of the stuff that comes with that.
So the collector's edition comes with a Hulk bobblehead. Comes with the blueprints for Iron Man's armor.
So you can build it then for real.
Well,
You got
that's
the
what I'm working on.
blueprints.
I've actually got the arc reactor blueprint for myself. So,
All right, get on it.
power.
Unlimited power.
Yeah. I'm actually going to get to work on installing it in my chest. Maybe if I get it done, I'll show you.
Yeah.
But it also comes with a Miss Marvel pin. It comes with a photo of the Avengers Day with Miss Marvel with all the other Avengers. Well, before she was with the Avengers. It's just
But Miss Marvel, you're actually talking about like the Camilla,
But yeah.
not,
Also,
not Carol Danvers. We're talking like Camilla Khan.
yeah, I'm talking about Kamala. Wait, that is her name, right? Kamala?
Kamala Khan. Kamala Khan.
Yeah, Kamala Khan. Okay. I keep wanting to call her Kamala Harris.
Khan! Sorry, cutting that out.
But no, yeah, it comes with all that fun stuff and a collectible steel book. And again, the Captain America statue and also.
Yeah, that was a pretty big deal. I saw that image you sent to me earlier. We'll get Dan to edit that into the video so everybody can see it, but it's a pretty impressive statue.
Oh, yeah. And it's like, that's really cool. The whole bobblehead's awesome. And the Thor keychain is really cool, too.
Now, how much is
the
this?
Mjolnir hand, correct?
How much does this cost? Is it like ridiculous or is it reasonable?
Define ridiculous, John. More than $9?
Yeah.
Did you pay
$200. And how much does a regular game cost? 60?
60.
Okay, so like you get a Hulk bobblehead, which is cool. You get the plant. That's it. The plans to the Iron Man suit. That's worth billions. So like it's a good investment.
It also had a belt buckle for the Black Widow, right?
Yes, Black Widow belt buckle.
Oh, that's kind of cool. Is it actual like leather? It better be for $200.
No, it's a metal belt buckle that you can put on.
Oh, it's a belt buckle. Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's kind of cool.
That's
And
nifty. I've
what
I've
else?
paid some money for a belt buckle before.
I don't know. I mean,
Yeah.
like I'm a thrifty person, so like, you know, I probably am not the best one to make that kind of judgment.
Now, with all $200, are you actually getting some additional content for the video game?
Yeah, you get some skins,
Some
which
skin.
escaped my mind. But
And it's exclusive to that. It's not like going to come
yes,
out later as a DLC or anything.
right. It's exclusive to the collector's edition.
Okay, well that is cool. That is
It'll
cool.
I mean,
probably.
that's good content. I mean,
Oh, yeah.
the statue itself would probably run about that much anyway once it releases.
Yeah, it's but no, what they usually do with the skins for like the collector's editions and stuff like that, like maybe like a year or two later, they'll allow it to be like paid DLC or something.
Is there a limited run of these? Like
Yes, very
only so
limited
many
amount of
available?
these. As with all collector's editions of games, there's a limited run of them, and once they're out, or once they run out, they run out.
But do you know how many there are?
No.
Okay, I will look that up, or Danny will look it up, and he'll put it like somewhere, maybe down there. Maybe I don't know where I'm oriented, but he's gonna put it somewhere.
I think you're still on top, John.
Or he might he might not find that, and this is all for nothing, and we don't know. But
Well, regardless,
personally, yeah.
it's a really fun game. It released, and you guys should definitely check it out, play it. And man, Thor is fun. Hulk is definitely fun. All the characters are fun in their own way. Even Miss Marvel, I actually had fun playing as her, which was shocking to me.
I saw some beta stuff of it, and it looked really good, like enjoyable.
It looks clean. I'll give them that. And
I saw.
I'm going to be really excited when I find out if they're going to release some more characters as well.
I hope they do.
Spider-Man's coming next year for PS4.
You know what? Like, okay, playing Spider-Man alone in a Spider-Man game, I love it. I rock some Spider-Man. Love playing Spider-Man if he's the only guy to choose from in the game. But if I've got other choices,
Like Iron Man.
well,
Thor.
even Iron Man, I probably wouldn't play that much. A lot of Thor, smashing with Thor. Probably get some rage going with the Hulk. But like I said before in the last episode, I'd really like to see them throw in some other characters, maybe Wolverine or something like that. That'd be a lot of fun. But again, we have talked about that before on the previous episode, so go ahead and check that out if you haven't yet. In additional news, movie theaters have been opening back up. We ourselves actually went out and attended an actual movie just recently. We went and saw The New Mutants. You can also check out our review of that on the Saturday Night Gaming podcast channel, which has the Let's Discuss topics, which is our views and reviews of the movies that we go see as a group. And that one was actually pretty split down the board. I actually took the position of the person who was a little bit happier to have seen it. And then some of the other guys, I didn't expect it, but they really didn't like it. So it's a hit or miss. But it's great that movies are opened up again, don't you think?
Yes, absolutely.
I actually did not go with you guys. I ended up watching Bill and Ted Face the Music. It's available. It's a Bill and Ted movie. So take that for what it's worth.
Grain of salt.
It is 100% a Bill and Ted movie. So it's of like literally the same caliber as Excellent Adventure and Bogus Journey, I think. It doesn't try and, huh?
So it's amazing.
If you think those movies are amazing, then you will think this movie is amazing. It is a Bill and Ted movie through and through. It doesn't try and like be something that it's not. You know, it doesn't take like some silly movie from, you know, the late 80s, early 90s, and then try and turn it into some modern masterpiece. It's a Bill and Ted movie. So it knows what it is, and it's all the same people.
What about the daughters? Did you like the females?
I did. There's a couple of movies. I didn't know either of the actresses before watching this, but I looked them up afterwards.
Uh-huh.
And they have presence in other stuff. I thought they did great.
Like Cannes Film Festival stuff or American blockbuster stuff?
Neither. Bill and Ted does not fit neatly into those boxes. I give it 2 thumbs up because I really enjoy the positivity that Bill and Ted emote. And I think that this world, especially now, needs a lot more of that kind of personality and that outlook towards life. Like no matter what happens to them, they face it without complaining too much. Yeah, and they're very forgiving individuals, and like their whole way of life is like impressive to me in a way. And they're not that brightest of individuals, but I don't know. It's just the way they look at life. I think that is something that we could all learn from.
Well, that's cool.
But,
I'm glad you got to see that. I actually want to go see that myself.
I have it. I bought it on the streaming service on Amazon. So if you ever want to watch it, you come over here, throw it up on the big screen. But that is something of interesting, like because Disney's Mulan is also releasing, but it's exclusively releasing on Disney.
Right.
And it's not even if you have Disney Plus, you have to have first Disney Plus, and then you have to second purchase it.
Right.
What do you guys think of that model? Like Bill and Ted, if it come out in theaters, I don't know how well it would have done. I think that it was a good choice for them. And certainly
Digital release is a hot topic though.
Yeah.
It's okay. So on the one hand, if I purchase it, I have it.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I could have rented it, but like the price difference between renting it and purchasing it was like $4. So I went ahead and just
the thing that I would get down to is hey, everybody, let's have movie nights. Let's all chip in the same way that people do when you want to watch the fights. Or a sports game.
Yeah.
If I want to see Conor McGregor kick the crap out of somebody, well, we're all going to chip in together. Now, of course, whoever's house you're at for pay-per-view, that sort of thing, you just chipped in for that person to be able to purchase it. So now this is a little different because then if everybody chips in, well, that person owns it on their digital presence. So
we could have rented it as well. Like, so the rental price was like 19 something and to buy it was 24. So because I'm just watching it on my own, I just, I kind of like to show this to someone later. I might want to watch it myself again. So I just opted to purchase it. That
makes sense. It's just, I don't know. It's kind of strange. It's a catch that they get you with. There's only one person I've really ever known that just walks into a store and says, I'm going to buy all of these DVDs without ever having seen these movies.
Is it me? Because I do that, or I used to back in the day of DVDs.
It's actually Dan department.
There was a time when I couldn't do it. Yeah.
From the B studio department than you've ever seen in your life.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I understand. It's an addiction.
You should see some of the stuff that he has in his DVD collection. But it's because he just likes to go to the little cheaper price bin. He picks up whatever looks interesting to him. He buys it. He goes home and watches it.
Oh, man.
Or doesn't.
At least he gets like discounted DVDs. Because back in the day, this may be 15 years ago, I was getting DVDs. I had about 1,000. And I would say about at least 80% of them I bought at full price. Like, so you're talking like $20 a pop. At one point I had calculated I had spent at least 10 grand on just DVDs. It was ridiculous.
Well, if you think about it, this is what was really crazy because now we're moving into a new phase of things. So when I was younger, in my first marriage, the two of us together had a couple hundred VHS tapes that we had bought over time. Mm-hmm. So all of these movies on VHS. And then, oh, hey, by the way, we're not going to really make the VCR anymore. Maybe we'll have a blue or a DVD/VCR for a little bit. And then we're going to just phase you right away from that. We're not even going to give you the VCR anymore. So then it's like, well, if we want to have a collection, we've got to repurchase all of these movies on DVD. And then we do that. And then, well, guess what now? It's probably just more price efficient for you and easier for you to see wherever you want to see it if you just go ahead and get the digital copies of these. And it's like, hang on a second, man. I have bought this movie
Yeah.
3 times in my life, at least 3 times in my life. Um, some of it feels like a sham to me. Like if I can prove that I have the VHS, you should just give me the digital copy for even having a VHS.
Like of the same quality, you know, and they have started doing that with Blu-rays, you know, where you get your digital download and you can
Right.
have that. But like, you know, with like say like going from DVD to Blu-ray, there's actually a quality boost that you're paying for. So like, you know, DVD players are still around. You can always rip those, although they did kind of fight that.
Quality boost. I mean, there's a quality boost in each of these things, but at the end of the day, you know, especially with like my wife and I were debating this. We were getting TV, and she brought up the whole 4K gold, whatever, and I said, not even if you pay me. I still need to see some granules on the screen. I need to see it because it makes it more real for me. If everything's too crisp and too clean, it takes me out of the experience. It doesn't.
Or like the frame rate's my version of your problem. So like, you know, if I'm watching something at 24 frames a second, there's something about that frame rate that makes a puppet look like a creature, right? But as
Right.
soon as you turn some sort of like frame blending, like cinema mode on your TV, and it makes everything look like it's a video, that puppet looks like a puppet now, and it takes me out of it.
Yeah.
Right.
Certainly,
Well,
there are
think about
things
the
that
movie
work
Dark
with that,
Crystal.
but
If you were watching the movie Dark Crystal today,
you'd have to watch it in 24 frames a second. You could not watch it like in 60 frames a second because they would just look like a bunch of puppets. You know?
yeah, they would look like a lot of puppets on marionette strings. Even the movie Alien, I think holds
Literally
up
a
only
puppet on
because
marionette
of
strings.
Ridley Scott being able to play with shadow as much as he did. But I mean, think about how dark that movie was. Now, we're not just talking about the very reminiscent of like Space Odyssey when it opens up and it's got the long panning frames and all that sort of stuff. Beautiful work. But when you start introducing the monstrous aspect of the movie or a lot of the more sci-fi mind-blowing shots, there's a lot of shadow work. And I think Ridley Scott was amazing at that because no matter what frame rate you're going to put that in, I think it holds up.
Mm-hmm.
But at the end of the day, I still need grains.
With the 4K thing, like, you know, filmmakers have to be a lot more careful about, you know, the things in their movies because you can see everything. You see every little hair on someone's chin.
Right.
So everything has to be perfect. But with regards to resolution, see, I have a 4K TV, but I don't run it in 4K. And here's
You have
why.
a choice.
If you,
You have a choice. You can put it in like low resolution mode.
Yeah, you can run in 1080p, and is what I do. And the reason why is due to my low power PC. But there is a negligible difference. If you have a 4K TV, you have like a lot of pixels. This would not be true if you had a 1080p. And so you can run a 1080p image on a 4K TV. And in my opinion, if you're like more than 4 feet away from your TV, you can't tell the difference between 1080p signal and a 4K signal
Yeah.
on a 4K TV. And
What
so
do you
like,
think, Bonnie? Do you like clear shot or do you like a little bit more of a fuzzy nostalgic feel?
you know, like if it's shot on film, it's going to have that feel unless it's been like remastered or something anyway. Like if you look at the original Ghostbusters movie, even if it's HD version, like you can see the film grain. That's all the HD does. It's like, oh, now I see the grain. So it's all fuzzy anyway because it was shot on film. And it's funny, like in darker shots where they had to use a higher ISO, it's more grainy because it's shot on film. And like modern movies don't have that. It's going to be this pristine, clear video.
Refinished, put to a computer. What do you think?
It starts on a computer. It's not even shot on film anymore. So that's what you're going to get with that. But like, I don't think there's any reason to get an 8K TV ever. 4K TV is fine. I would look at like high dynamic range. So you have deep blacks, bright whites, that would be more of interest to me. Even if you got a 1080p with a incredible dynamic range, it would probably be worth it.
I have to admit that this was my fault. I opened the gateway.
Oh yeah, sorry.
Gateway
I'll
to
just
the
keep
page.
going. I'll just keep going.
What do you think, Ronnie? Real quick before we cut to commercial, what do you think?
Well, I'm a video gamer, so I always want the highest resolution that's clearer to me, true motion stuff. But when I'm watching movies, I like to see everything. I want to see everything in the highest resolution possible, except for older movies. Older movies, I'm going to see them how they were originally presented. I don't want. Yeah, it's. For example, like I wouldn't want to see like a 8K version of a Kurosawa film. I'm like, I don't need that. I want to see the original grains, the original movie, the way it was supposed to be. Or Batman, the 1989 movie. Now, I will say seeing that remastered was really cool. I actually got to see it with Chuck in the theaters.
Yeah.
Of the 1989 movie. Now that in HD I can understand because like it was like watching the movie for the first time all over again, but it still had the graininess to it though.
I like to be able to choose myself. I think
I'd even like to play a video game where they installed the grainy quality into it.
Oh yeah, like I've played.
I have a game for you,
game.
Tony.
Oh, you do?
Yes, it's called Ghost of Tsushima.
No doubt.
Oh yes, yes,
trying to get me hooked on what you and Caleb are hooked on.
You can play in Kurosawa mode where it is grainy.
And black and white too, right?
Yes. It even has the audio. You can switch it to where it has like the little pops and stuff too, of the original movies and everything. It's really cool.
Well, I'm sure we're going to talk a lot about that at some point, but until then, we're going to go ahead and cut to commercial break. Enjoy our commercials. We present them just for you. And don't forget to join us right back here in just a few minutes, and we're going to talk about Saturday morning cartoons. See you in just a minute. Boom! That's right. We're back. This is Turn the Page. Tony Stevens, your personal friendly neighborhood star power. And I'm being joined again in season 3 with my adorable sidekick, Ronnie Shanks. Say hello, buddy.
Hey, what's up, guys?
And the incredible Ghost Man McClay himself, the sex appeal. Go ahead and give the guys a great big smile, buddy.
Hey.
Well, we're bringing it back to you this season with more fun topics, more reviews, and more news. And don't forget to check out our also awesome syndicated representatives over at Saturday Night Gaming. They're presenting the Heavenscape Kickstarter, and that starts September 9th. So don't forget to look that up. We'll share a link with you so you can get attached to it. It's awesome. It's a great tabletop playing experience. That's right. I said experience. You can share it with yourself. You can have multiple personalities and roll each character for yourself, or get a group of friends and just have fun with it. Have a blast. They've built it. They've made it great. So enjoy it. And we're going to continue to bring these topics to you each and every single week. And don't forget, next week, we're going to be talking about the Dawn of X. That's right, the continuation of the House of X, Powers of X, that was done by Jonathan Hickman. Guys, I know y'all have to love it. Y'all are going to read up on it. And I've personally been just devouring all that information. So next week, we're going to tell you everything about that and more. So don't forget to tune in with me, Sex Appeal John McClay, and the adorable sidekick Ronnie Shanks every single other week.
Tune in.
So we're going to talk Saturday morning cartoons and theoretical physics.
Yeah.
We'll start with the news.
Let's go.
Theoretical physics of Saturday morning cartoons.
We'll get there.
God, look what I found.
Oh.
What?
All right, is everybody ready?
That was at my mom's.
I guess I'm ready. I'm ready.
Oh, this pertains to Saturday morning cartoons, my friend. Yes, I'm ready.
Oh, this is the
Put your
unboxing
green
portion
face.
of the video.
Good Lord. I swear. A bunch of goons I work with here.